Welcome to the Full Charge Power Hour reboot. We're doing it for real today. I'm here with Bryan Irwin. Off the top, patreon.com/the full charge. Send us some money. I would say $1, but with all this inflation, Bryan, I think $2 is the new $1.
Listen,
is the new painless.
Yeah,
is the new $1.50. Just a little bit more than $1.
you're the new milk.
But if you can afford like $10, $20, $600 a month, give it to me.
Keep going.
Just give it to me. I feel like we deserve it at this point. I know we took a year and a half off, but we've been doing this since 2013.
This is how they should look at you, at the show.
Yeah.
Long time ago, I'm behind at the airport, and I'm trying to get past the line, and I see one of those guys. You know those guys that'll check your bags?
Yeah.
Early?
Skycap, I think they call them.
Yeah. So I said to him, what do I got to do, to get through? And he said, I don't know. How important is it to you?
Yeah.
Meaning, that's
right. How much money? Yeah.
You tell me.
Right. And so what we're saying is, you give more money, you still don't get your bags checked. I don't know what we're offering them, really.
Front of the line access to something? Sometimes.
Listen, just hook us up. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I tried.
We got it. I've got in-laws now. I've got to show income, or else this just gets embarrassing.
It gets? Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
We're going to be at San Francisco, July 23rd, and San Luis Obispo. You ever been up there?
Yeah, but not for any of the comedy stuff.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful part of the world. Well, I don't have to sell you. You already live there if you're going to this event, August 30th and 31st. So one of the low points of my week was I realized I could hear my neighbors through my bedroom wall, which is a sad moment when you realize you're almost 50. Let's take the 50 out of it. And that's just one thing you have to deal with is when your neighbor has a boyfriend over and you have to hear them you can't hear it exactly, but it's just like the the whole thing. Anyways, off that topic, I came through last night when I went on the tour in Asia. Tom brought this chef. His name is Philip Lee, or Philip Franklin Lee for long. He owns Michelin star restaurants, and he hooked me up with this great sushi experience as it is. I sounded kind of ridiculous just then, but it really is an amazing place where they take you through one piece of sushi. They tell you about it. They pair it up with sake. Great experience. Knocked it out of the park on the anniversary too.
Okay, man.
Turn on the Howard Stern show this morning. They're talking about Mother's Day presents. And I'm like, present season is not over.
Wait, so Mother's Day for you, you're going to do the mother-in-law day thing. So you're that
We're
deep?
on the downslope of present season.
No, but so you participate in Mother's Day for her mom.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Interesting.
It's not a definite, it's not a responsibility, but I like to send a card at least. You know how far a card goes these days?
No.
If you send a card to somebody, they're just...
Oh, a physical, actually putting the physical effort.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just like the most basic
signing
bare
your name.
bones. Okay.
Sending it, people, they love it.
So you won't do the digital email cards where you have to open it up and there's a song and a dance. And
I did that during the pandemic, but it's hey, my schedule isn't so crazy busy that I can't walk down to CVS and write Happy Mother's Day and sign my name illegibly.
Are you doing it cursive wise, or are you doing?
I'm printing it out.
Freehand?
I have the worst handwriting.
Wait, you print it out?
Well, yeah, okay. I print it out with my hand.
Oh, with your hand. I thought you meant.
I write
Okay,
it out,
okay.
but I write it in print.
Okay.
So you have a chance at reading it, but it looks like a third grader is writing it.
Can you do cursive, or would it look like you had a stroke?
Of course, I can do cursive.
Okay, I don't know.
No, I can do cursive, but you can't read it.
Okay, so it looks like you got a stroke.
Because when I'm writing in cursive, I'm usually writing really quickly too. So, and sometimes I'll put a star by what I wrote, and then I'll go back and I'm like, this is fucking, I can't read this. Like, what is this? So yeah, I can write in cursive, but I've terrible penmanship. I have a theory that I was supposed to be left-handed.
Okay.
But the system, man. The system. Let me see if Wendell's here. No, he's not here. Let me call him really quick.
Cool.
I want to see what's going on.
Get Wendell on the blower.
Yeah. This is
The guy really wants to be here, and then he's not here. Wendell.
I just want to make sure he's not waiting out, and then we can get into best part of the week, worst part of the week. Ugh.
Yo.
What's up? You here?
Yeah, no, I've been here.
All right. Are you in the lobby?
Yeah, I'm sitting here at the coffee table.
All right. Why don't you come on in?
I don't know where to go.
All right. I'll come get you.
Okay.
All right. Later.
And you really are a shopper. You must spend a lot of time. You.
I'm not a shopper, though.
But you have to be.
I'm not a shopper. I just buy a lot.
You got to go somewhere to buy it.
All right. We're back. Wanted to introduce my next guest. He's been on the Full Charge Power Hour upwards of 400 times. He's here in person to review a movie. Mr. Eric Allen Wendell.
There he is.
Don't talk yet.
There he is. Get in there. Don't fall.
All right.
Get your
doing?
seat.
Good.
Good to see you guys.
Let's talk. How was the drive up from Torrance?
It not as bad as the other day, but it was,
Uh-huh.
I missed being at the Herald Examiner. It was a lot closer if I could have got off right there.
All right. I saw Eric at a poker game
Yeah.
on Saturday night. For those that do know, a lot of people on this podcast remember the legend of this show, which is Riser's poker game.
Right.
All right. It's become Rando's poker game. And Wendell was there.
Yeah.
And I want to bring up your party conversation
Sure.
because our friend, in the business we work in, our friend's an editor, and you work freelance, you're in and out of work all the time. Wendell starts the conversation like this. So you're out of work, huh?
There it is. Just cut to the chase. Good
Not
fun.
how you doing? How's the wife? How's the kids?
I don't remember saying it like that.
That's exactly what you said.
I remember asking what he's working on because, he's usually working on something exciting,
Yeah.
that's upcoming.
Right.
That I probably wouldn't even be able to talk about on the show. But I didn't know he was out of work,
Okay.
right? Because he hasn't had a game in forever.
Right.
He used to always have the games. Now Radio Rando is taking over, and they're not as many of them as we used to have.
Yeah.
So it's a little disappointing for me because I miss getting to see everybody.
Yeah.
I don't get to see anyone anymore. But yeah, no, I felt bad. I didn't, because I haven't heard from him. I didn't know he was out of
Yeah.
work.
All right.
He's a really good editor, dude. He's won awards.
He's an incredible editor. I just wanted to have a little laugh because
Right.
I was
No,
like, God damn, Wendell went right for it.
I feel bad
Just
for the
went
guy.
right for him. Don't feel bad for him. It's part of the job.
Yeah.
That's how podcasting started. Comics weren't working enough.
Yeah.
So hey, we bullshit all day. We might as well record this shit.
No, I understand. I was freelance for years as a dolly grip, I know how it works. I was always on the phone. Hey, can you hire me? You got anything coming up?
Right.
Hoping someone's going to call me.
Right. All right. Well, let's get into the movie review portion of the show.
I usually review all kinds of things, right? Sometimes I do shows. I'm hoping it's okay. I can do a movie if you want, but I also have a new show that I just watched that I was recommended on poker night.
Okay.
And I watched all episodes back to back. I couldn't stop watching. I couldn't turn it off.
Okay.
I think one of the people that said you'd seen it, but I don't. I know Randy said he'd seen it. Ripley on Netflix.
Okay.
Have you watched that?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you too. I haven't gotten around to it. That's the black and white
That's
one,
the
right?
black and white Steve Zalian created show. For those that don't know, Steve Zalian, just legendary writer in Hollywood. Wrote the screenplay for Gangs in New York, the first Mission Impossible, Schindler's List. Dude's a living legend, basically. He also did that show The Night Of on HBO. If you
I saw that one.
That was great.
Yeah.
Too.
Yep.
Anyways, he created. He was a showrunner, produced, directed the whole show, and it looked really good. Like I've seen the trailers for it. And I'm like, oh, I got to see this. And then I asked you guys. You guys had seen it. Said it was great. So I sat down. I started watching it, and I was like, wow, I had to keep watching. I watched it all 8 hour-long
You
episodes
watched
in a row.
8 hours of
8
television in a row?
In a row.
Is there a pandemic in your neighborhood?
No.
What is going on?
Local
Yeah.
pandemic.
There's a bullet pandemic. If I go outside, I might end up with a fucking couple holes in me somewhere, you know?
Well, you might as well stay inside and watch
Right.
somebody con people out of their millions
Right.
on television.
Just brace my door,
Feel good.
Yeah, no, it's a fun story.
block my door with a chair or something
Yeah.
to keep people from getting in.
Why don't you tell the folks that are listening, why don't you tell you what the story is of Ripley?
It stars Andrew Scott in the title role.
I'll do it for you. Have
Okay.
you ever seen that movie, The Talented Mr. Ripley? That's the story.
It's similar to that. I
Similar to that. I
well,
mean,
it's been a while since I've seen that.
It's
So
based on the same story.
is it okay?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I saw it. That's
Are
the
you
Matt
kidding
Damon,
me? You
that's
weren't
the Matt
picking up
Damon
on
movie,
that?
right?
Yes.
I forgot.
You're blowing
dude.
my mind right
I'm
now.
senile now. I'm old. What the
You don't remember The Talented Mr. Ripley? You don't remember the plot to
I
that?
remember Matt Damon laying on some boat somewhere, looking like some pretty boy in the
That's
Mediterranean.
Good Will Hunting.
Or whatever.
Oh.
Oh, I forgot.
That was
been
the end. Yeah, that was the end. Do you remember that part in the end?
It's been too long.
When they went shopping for wind chimes.
So these are all based on books. There's like a couple books about
Oh, really?
Mr.
Okay.
Ripley.
No, I didn't know
and
that.
I found a good burn, if you want to like make fun of somebody, is to call them the talentless Mr. Ripley.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just like a
Yes.
one good burn if you want to get
Yeah.
that out on
Yeah.
somebody, especially somebody who's not who they say they are.
Right.
But yeah, let's hear the story then.
Well, dude, like it was amazing. I mean, you got Andrew Scott in the title role. You got Dakota Fanning that plays
Marge.
Marge,
Yeah.
a female interest in the show. And there's other people to pop up. I don't want to give too much away. Bokeem Woodbine shows up in there.
I made a little joke to myself when I was high. You know, when the guy's like telling Dakota Fanning that Dickie's not coming back. And then I did in my own shitty Italian accent. I go, maybe if you look like Gwyneth Paltrow, you're coming back. But no one was in the living room, and it just bombed.
Oh.
And then I watched it again with my wife, and I'm like, I'm gonna
here
do the
it is.
joke,
Do
and
it.
it just fucking bombed
Really?
again.
Oh.
So hopefully somebody out there got something out of it.
That's too bad. I mean, she's one of your biggest fans. You know?
She laughs at everything I say,
Right.
and that shit just bombed.
You
Yeah.
didn't, did you have to buy a gift to make up for it?
Yeah, I had
Okay.
to buy her a Corvette.
Oh shit!
That's how bad
just,
the joke was.
just
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
She doesn't like convertibles, so I fucked up. Have you explained the plot yet?
Yeah,
I,
no.
I'm
I
zoning
mean,
out here.
It starts out. It takes place in 60, 61, like turn of the year. There, 60, 61. Over the course.
I've never heard that expression
Turn of the year.
before. Turn of the year. So December's turn of the year, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it starts out around November-ish, the 60, and it goes into 61, and
This is why we have you
I
on.
think they had to do that, you know, because of the fact that he gets away with so much shit in this fucking movie that you couldn't get away with today with cameras and DNA.
I'm going to help
and
the audience.
all this stuff.
I'm going to help
right?
the audience out a little bit.
Okay.
And just tell them the plot. There's a guy who's hired by someone's parents, a
Right.
rich kid,
Right.
and a rich parents. Go to Europe. My boy is fucking around. He has no direction in life.
Right.
You know him from school, and this guy's Ripley is full of shit. He goes, yeah, I know him from school. He doesn't really know him from school. Goes out there, try
Yeah.
to convince him to come home, but falls in love with Dickie's lifestyle, wants to hang out with him, falls in love with him because
Yeah.
he's gay in the 60s, which isn't like something you could really pull off.
Right.
And then it just becomes an episode of Three's Company where he's just lying and lying and lying. It's like when Jack Tripper schedules 4 dates for himself at once, and he has to like put on a cowboy hat and pretend he's his twin brother. I'm talking about Three's Company now,
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
Ripley.
yeah.
Right.
And it just becomes a lying game. I thought for SNL, and I'm too lazy to do this, somebody else run with this. It should just, instead of Ripley, it should just be Costanza. And it's George Costanza just lying and lying and lying. That's all this guy does is he
Yeah.
lies to the cops. And it's amazing and it's nail biting.
Right.
And you it's riveting. I could see why you watched it
Yeah.
all 8 episodes, because I watched it 3 episodes at a time. That type of shit where it becomes 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and you're like, I really got to get to bed if I want any chance
Right.
of doing anything tomorrow. And you're not going to do anything tomorrow. You're going to finish Ripley.
Right. I mean, I could have done it the next day, but I'm like, I have an injured ankle,
Yes.
as we talked about at the party. I'm not at work right now. I don't go back until next month maybe. So I'm like, I'm just gonna watch the whole show. Like, fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just couldn't.
I like your style.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the stuff he was getting away with. Like, I'm sitting there. You know, it's a good show or a movie if you're yelling at the screen. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I can't believe you're doing this.
Can your neighbors hear you through the wall? When you're doing that, you
Probably,
think?
but they
Yeah.
make noise all the time.
You can hear them through the wall.
Yeah, they're
All
fucking
right.
brat
Then they
kids are
can hear you.
outside screaming and shit. Like,
Through
come
the
on.
wall. Yep.
They can't get mad at me. Like, but I'm in the living room, you know.
I just noticed you wearing sunglasses.
Yeah. Well, they're prescription, and I didn't think about it. I forgot to take them off.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to bust your balls. I'm just like trying to bust your balls.
It's old. It's old school Hollywood. I'm digging it. This is who you are now.
Yeah, sorry, Wendell.
I used to wear them on the show all the time back in the day anyway, so I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just keep them on.
I was going to have you compare and contrast to the movie, but you haven't seen the movie.
No, I didn't. Well, I saw Talented Miss Ripley a long time ago, if that's
Yeah.
the movie you're talking
Long
about.
enough to not remember. Basically.
Yeah, it's so long. Well, that was like, what was that, late 90s or something?
Yeah,
Like that came out a while ago.
Yeah.
This is, I'll tell you, I think the movie, what the show is lacking a little bit, Jude Law is an incredible Dickie. He's just like, he has so much charisma, you get why people want to be him.
Right.
People want to hang out with him. The other actor, great, fine, but you barely spend any time with this guy, and you don't really get seduced by this guy.
I agree completely. I mean, he did a good job, but I think they needed a bigger
They
name.
needed Jude Law's
They needed
son,
someone else. Yeah,
Jeff
they
Law.
needed
The
something.
nanny and
Any
Jude
Law.
Law's son, or
They must
Sierra
not, but
Miller.
it-
Does they have kids with her?
I'm sure they tried to get someone else, right? But they probably couldn't get who they wanted.
I
or
don't know
whatever.
who casted this.
But I'm just saying.
Let's get him on the phone now.
Yeah, get. Yeah, what were you
Wendell's
thinking?
got questions.
What were you thinking?
What were
Also-
you thinking?
No offense to Dakota Fanning, she's great. Gwyneth Paltrow, is just such a great actress for the thing.
Yeah.
As far as the TV show is concerned, I like the other actor over Matt Damon simply because I know who Matt Damon is. Even in the late '90s, I knew who Matt Damon is.
Right.
I don't have to associate this other Ripley, and he's such a chameleon.
That was the best
That
casting.
it's great that I don't know who the actor is, and he's
Right.
a great actor, and he's
I've
got
never
a great
heard of
look.
the guy, and he did amazing. Yeah, that guy was amazing. Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. Like, I couldn't believe it. I mean, the cinematography was very good. Robert Elswit, the DP on the show, amazing DP.
So half the screen is going to be like some beautiful art or architecture, and then the other half of the screen is going to be the drama that's going on.
Yeah, there's some great shots.
There's
in
a
it.
great cat scene in this movie.
Dude, that is a cool fucking cat.
Okay,
right?
I'll just leave it at that.
That is a really cool cat.
If you're a cat fan, you're going to like this movie.
Well, did people?
But let's be honest, just go straight to cat videos.
did you
They're-
catch the one shot in the whole movie?
What?
There was one shot in the whole movie that was color.
No.
You didn't catch that?
No.
Should I spoil it? Should I talk
No,
about
don't
it?
spoil it. This is
Don't
great.
spoil-
So
okay.
we have to look for a cat.
Yeah.
We have to look for color.
Well, the cat's in there a lot. So
Nobody said there's a great cat shot, right?
There's a great cat subplot.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, subplot.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. The
All
cat
right.
has its own storyline without saying a
The
word.
cat knows a lot,
Well, I'd like
but
to
the
believe
cat
it.
can't talk.
If the
Right.
cat starts talking, we got a whole other show here. So.
That darn cat. You remember those shows? The Cat from Outer Space?
No,
You don't know this movie?
no.
That's older.
Yeah, it has
that's-
both. It has both kernels from MASH in it.
Oh wow. No,
You know
I
what I'm
don't-
saying?
I don't remember this at all.
These
No.
guys are never together on MASH. They're both in this movie.
There it is. That is a niche conversation.
One
right
replaced.
There.
That's like having Mr. Roper and Mr. Furley in the same
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Ooh, that would be
That would
interesting.
have been a
I
home
can't-
run too.
Can you imagine that Three's Company is this much lodged in my head? That,
I love it.
Every single
That was a
comparison.
great
I
show.
love it. Yeah.
Flaw in this movie.
A flaw?
Everybody's a different age.
Yeah.
Like Ripley is like in his late 40s, and then Freddie is 30, and they all went to school together.
Well, I didn't really. That never. I was busy worried about everything else.
So they
going
wooed
on.
you past knowing that.
Yeah, that
realizing
didn't. That didn't even cross my mind.
So here's the real question, though, because you were so familiar with the original.
Yeah.
You like the original better than the show, or was it okay to like both of them?
I like the show better
Okay.
than the original. But it was kind of like when you see a high school play and you're like, let's see what these kids do with it. Like, the story. So like you can just you just know the story.
Yeah.
So it's different.
It's a new challenge.
Right. But I really prefer the show.
Okay.
I've acknowledged what I like about the movie better, and it's a couple of the actors I like better. And also no disrespect to the actors that are in it. Incredible performances by everybody.
Yeah.
Incredible directing, incredible cinematography,
Yeah.
incredible writing. Go see Ripley
Yeah.
at home.
Excuse me.
It's on TV.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I agree, because if the movie was memorable for me, I'd remember it, right? I don't remember it. The show, I can't stop talking about.
You're the next Yogi Berra.
I don't know about all that.
If the show is memorable, I'd remember it.
Wendell, would you ever consider having viewing parties?
It's someone else's house, not my place. I have a horrible one-bedroom apartment.
Have you ever had a
terrible
guest at
neighborhood.
this apartment in 10 years? 13 years.
Only Clement and my friend Steve from the airport have ever.
That's how I was when
Come
I
to
had
my apartment.
I lived in a shack in East LA when I first got back to LA in 2013 when I first started this podcast. And I was dating someone, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm sick." She's like, "Can I come by with some chicken noodle soup?" I'm like, "You can never come to
Right.
my house." Like, I know that's shady as hell.
Yeah.
I know that's talented Mr. Ripley is a motherfucker. But I'm being honest with you. I live in a goddamn shed,
I'm the same
and you'll
way.
break up with me.
Right. I'm the same
I have no
way.
hot water.
No, like any girl.
This guy's buying Prada sunglasses now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
What a difference a decade makes.
No kidding.
Any girlfriend or date, I wouldn't never bring them there. I would like go to their place or get a hotel or something. Like it's just.
They're like, "I have 7 roommates." You're like, "Fine."
You can't get a hotel on a first date.
Well, that seems sketchy. Sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I'm just throwing that out there to help you.
yeah, I mean, the only person I've ever had really in there is those two people, and that was just to help move my new furniture in that you saw
right.
when we did the Zoom call.
How many
a couple
ice
weeks ago.
cream trucks do you give Ripley?
Oh, dude, that's 5 out of 5 ice cream trucks.
Okay.
Easy. That's
All
easy.
right.
That's a must see.
All right, we're gonna go. We have we're gonna go to Brennan Tasseff in New York City right now. We used to have a segment on my other. You want some headphones, Wendell?
It's not a big deal.
I think they're down on the floor to your left there.
Yeah, they're floor
They're on
phones.
his
You're
left armrest.
There it is. There it is.
There it is. Sorry about that.
So we had a segment on my other podcast. This is like my 7th podcast and also my 3rd podcast because I did a show in New York with my friend Brennan Tasseff. What's up, Brennan?
Hey, wah, 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 wah.
There he goes. So we had a podcast in New York City called The Power of How, and we attempted to find positivity in life, although some weeks we're unprepared and we just got together and bitched about our lives, just like any other podcast. And it's still up on the internet, so if you want to check it out. It's called The Power of How. And we had a segment on that show called Was I a Dick? And so
Yes,
what
sir.
happens is one of us tells a story, and then the other ones, we will be the jury, the 3-person jury on this, and we will decide if Brennan was a dick or the other person was a dick.
All right, we ready?
I'm
This
ready.
is, by the way, fantastic studio. This is a far cry from New York City. Now.
All things comedy. You know, we're very happy to be here.
It's a beautiful, beautiful place. All right, I've got a really good Was I a Dick? It involves family, so you
Okay.
always know that's going to be
That's on
fun.
theme. That's on theme for today's episode. So here, let's hear it.
Oh, is it? Look
Yeah.
at that. Didn't
Yeah.
even know that. Matt knows this. For everyone else listening who doesn't know, I played college football. I was a Division I athlete. So a lot of times when something happens in the football world, my twin sister, or the sports world, my twin sister will text me. She has 2 little girls. So she's really into sports and what they're doing and all growing up and everything. So she texted me the other day a screenshot of what NBA star Victor Wembanyama makes as the #1 pick. And then what Caitlin Clark, the WNBA #1 pick, makes,
Okay.
and says, "Isn't this ridiculous?"
Uh-huh.
And my response was, "Do you not know how numbers work?"
Capitalism.
Now, I don't know if this makes me a bad uncle, if this makes me a bad brother, but I was like, yeah, the NBA has more money. And she goes, yeah, but it's not right just because she's a woman. And I go, do you watch the WNBA? And she was like, no. And I said, then you're the problem. I don't know what you're ragging on the whole country for. It's you're the issue.
Well, this is one of those things that I'm going to go with right off the bat. You're right, but you're still a dick. But you are right, because it's just basic capitalism, supply and demand. There's more of a demand for men's sports. Take that however you want. It's a fact of life. And also the funniest part of this argument, and I've heard someone else make it, women's sports could just as easily be just as popular as men's sports, but women also don't watch them.
Yeah, that was my point to her.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't. So it was also funny to me because she doesn't care about sports at all. Mm-hmm. It was more of like, can you believe this number? And I was like, yeah, I watch sports. I can 100% see that disparity.
Right. It's essentially saying, like, can you believe Brad Pitt makes so much and the girl from the and the girl from the AT&T commercial only makes this? It's like no, she's in less demand.
Yeah, well, it's just a different sport. She's in commercials, he's in movies. It's a different sport.
Right. And that's what this is. Unfortunately, I hate to be the one to make the point. I hate to be the dick, but I'm the dick too.
Know.
Anyone else want to weigh in on this controversial topic?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that you misread the room. She just wanted you to lie and support the female journey. It had nothing to do with the money. She wanted you to say, it sucks. It really does. I wish things were better. I wish things were better. So I'm only going to give you half dick on this.
I appreciate
You're
it.
a semi
Because you just missed you just missed you missed the read. That's all. Because you're 100% right, but also missed the read. So half dick.
Yeah, and what Bryan is saying, and there's another side of this, is as family, you're not there to be a rational person. You're there to be supportive. But that's not how the Tasseffs do it.
No, we're from Florida, baby. We say what we mean.
Except in this case.
Yeah, except in this case.
And let's hear from the guy that we should have been doing Was I a Dick all along with Eric Allen
This segment
Wendell,
was born out of EA Dubs.
winner of many unofficial Was I a Dicks.
Probably.
Unofficially declared a dick over 37 times in his stories over the years. What's your take on this?
Well, I'm going to go the opposite direction. I don't think he deserves any dicks, because I would have said the same thing. I mean, I agree with what you guys said, but I also agree with what he said. And I saw the number because I watched the news, and I'm like, wow, that's sad. I make more than that at the airport. That's pretty fucking bad.
I hope you learn your lesson, Brennan. You're thinking just like
There was
Wendell.
no tire iron, but still.
I think I got a Was I a Dick. We got to go soon. Oh, yeah. I would know I wasn't a dick, but I'm going to tell you guys this anyway. I'm back to L.A. and I'm back to driving, which is one of my least favorite things. But at least I'm not too busy nowadays. I can leave early. I don't get stuck in traffic too often. But I'm pulling into the bank, and we're in a line. There's arrows, right? And then one person pulls out, and they're trying to work against the stream, like the salmon. Is it salmon that swims upstream?
Yes, yes.
And then I'm doing this through the thing. He's trying to inch past me, and I'm like, I can't go further. I'm going to scrape up some other car, and I'm doing this. I'm doing this one.
Full hands.
Right? And then he comes by me, and he gives me a ah, and I get just like an inaudible scream, and I go, "You're going the wrong way, asshole!" Which I'm now screaming out the window of my car as a 49-year-old man, and I thought I wasn't a dick. He's a dick, but I'm also a dick. I should have been able to have been like, peace, brother. And that's why we need to start the power of how back up, Brennan. I'm losing my fucking cool.
No, hey, man, I'd have gotten out of the car.
Would you really?
We can solve this.
He's a D1. He's a
quick.
former D1 athlete, and you're still young. So yeah, the intimidation factor on your side, that would have been the proper and thing to do. Matt, you said you're getting close to 50. It was just two old dudes just fucking screaming at the sun. So it didn't really matter. Everyone assumes that that's what happens when you get to a certain age.
Right. He's upset his daughter doesn't get into college. I'm upset I'm not in Netflix as a joke. Now we're fighting about now we're fighting about in the parking lot of Bank of America, which, by the way,
Over an arrow.
we're both bummed at the bank because we know what's waiting for us on the inside of that fucking bank.
See?
Fucking 3 figures.
Told you. Told you.
But that was my confidence I had in New York, was I was always hanging with Brennan, and I could talk a little bit extra shit because my
Yep.
Division I athlete friend. By the way, how much do you love saying that? I used to be a Division I athlete. It rolls off your tongue.
I was talking, this is a little inside baseball. I was talking to a manager the other day just on the phone, and I had mentioned the Division I athlete thing. That's all he wanted to talk about. He literally was just like, screw your comedy. Let's talk more about you playing college football
Let's
in
talk
Florida.
sports. All right, unfortunately, we got to wrap it up. Brennan, plug your podcast, please.
Oh, yeah, I've got a really fun podcast. It's called Ex Drinking Buddy. I have guests on, mostly artists, to talk about their best and worst drinking, drug, party, and getting in trouble stories. Matt's been on there a bunch of times.
Yes.
Emma Willman, Joe List, Josh Adam Myers is a great time.
All right. Tune into Ex Drinking Buddy, and thanks for joining us at the Full Charge Power Hour, and we're out.
Hey, hey, hey!